So, as you can tell from this title, I went to sitc for the very first time ever. sitc was great. My first experience at sitc in general was really great. The first day, I met all of my favourite creators, some of them my idols. I can put all the pictures here. Oh, look at how unflattering the outfit I chose was. But it's okay, because I met my idols, so it doesn't actually matter. Second day was great in a different way. I went to a number of panels, so it was a lot about talking about YouTube culture, and I did buy some merch, not gonna lie. My favourite things I bought at sitc, not this watch. I bought 2 sort of little bracelets that said Hufflepuff and Feminist, because those are my 2 probably biggest characteristics about myself. Well, Hufflepuff is kind of like a big category, but Hufflepuff is just sort of my general being. Hufflepuff through them through. Hufflepuff pride! The second day made me realise a lot of things. So, we all know that the majority of YouTube watchers are probably tweens. So, obviously, sitc was filled with female tweens. And I'm not judging those people. I'm actually, like, this isn't like an anti-tweens video, but it's more about treatment of YouTubers and how I don't really feel like I fit into the community of YouTube anymore. I looked around sitc, especially the merch stalls, and sometimes the YouTube creators would come to their merch stands and they would do like a mini meet and greet with those people who queued for merch, and people would be on their merry way. It was mainly for Dodie that I saw this problem. There was a massive queue at her merch store because she decided to come to a merch stand and meet all these people. And sadly, I missed that queue. The sitc volunteers cut it off. By the way, shout out to all the sitc volunteers. They made everything feel so safe and fun whilst trying to maintain the YouTubers' sanity. So I really appreciate them for that. But I decided to queue for Evan instead. Evan's lovely. He was very tired and I tried to make sure he took care of himself. I know, I'm just so kind. But I was in the Evan queue and the Dodie queue was next to me, and this queue went on for absolutely ages. Dodie was meeting countless and countless amounts of people. And after they cut it off, it got to maybe the last 20, 25 people. And there was this girl with her mum and her dad. They came to the sitc volunteers, and her mum was, I wouldn't say shouting, but she was doing that like mum, my daughter's come all this way, she absolutely loves Dodie, she needs to meet her, and all this stuff. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of pissed me off because of a number of things. One, it was a very privileged thing to say, in a sense that you feel like because you've paid money to a ticket, which didn't guarantee you to meet your YouTubers, I must add, that you felt entitled that you had to meet your favourite creator. Second thing I was pissed off about is that Dodie had probably met thousands and thousands of people across the entire weekend. The fact that mum thought it was okay to increase that sort of tolerance level for the amount of people that she was going to have to meet that day was very insensitive and just very ignorant to how she might be feeling. Obviously, the sitc volunteers didn't want to create a fuss, so they let that girl in, but in the last 20 to 25 people, they cut off the rest of everybody else anyway because Dodie had had enough and decided to go home. And to be perfectly honest, I'm on Dodie's side. I know it's awful to queue for that amount of time to watch one of your favourite creators, but you need to bear in mind that YouTubers are also people. I was talking about this with my sister yesterday on my last day at sitc, and one of the things I sort of realised was that the reason why this is the case is that YouTube celebrity is a very different beast to being a mainstream celebrity. Mainstream celebrities always have a product to sell, whether it's a film, TV show, book, etc. They always have a reason to be doing interviews and stuff like that. Whereas YouTubers, their product is themselves. And the only way for a customer / consumer to have satisfaction to have that product is to meet said person. It's not like a product where you can watch Wonder Woman countless amounts of times. You're trying to get a 20-second session with this human being that's probably met millions of other people in the space of the month. I think we're now getting into a little bit of a culture that I'm a little bit worried about, that we're treating YouTubers like gods. Most of these YouTubers did not start YouTube to be famous. They probably wanted to do something else with their lives, and YouTube has now become a byproduct of what they wanted to do, as Hazel Hayes said in a panel. I saw a lot of panels, I can't remember which one. They have a responsibility, they do, for how their fans behave, but the fans also have a responsibility. The fans have a responsibility to make sure our product is in good condition. I'm sorry to compare YouTubers to inanimate objects, but I feel like this is one of the ways I'm going to have to make this come across quite well. We want to take care of our product, right? We want to make sure that our product, our thing, is happy, and we can do this again and again and again and again, and they still be in good condition. If we are exploiting our privilege so many times, eventually it's going to be quite damaging for YouTubers and content creators, for their mental health, because they are so drained all the time from meeting so many people in the space of a year that, sorry, I'm manoeuvring, that maybe there will come a day when they don't want to do these meet and greets anymore, and they don't want to have that connection anymore. They want to do other things. And to be honest, I will still stand by them when they do that. I'm a fan at this point where I'm just happy for them for whatever they want to do. I love their content, but if they want to go off and do other things with their lives, I will be happy for them also. It's like Luke is not sexy. I've watched him since YouTube Date, which was 6 years ago. Which meant I was 14. I didn't get to meet him this weekend, even though I did have opportunities to. By the times I always got to the queues for the merch stands, they cut the queues off, which I was absolutely fine with. But I'm at that point with now he's doing The Drowning of Arthur Braxton, where I'm just happy for him. I'm not his friend, but I feel like I've just watched them kind of grow up through YouTube, and I'm just so happy for them. But my sister actually put it very well yesterday. When I was growing up and when my sister was growing up, we had limits to how we would watch our favourite TV shows and stuff. We would wait for the next new episode of our favourite TV show, and we've developed that patience for that. But now with the generation growing up with YouTube, which is mainly like now the 14, 15-year-olds, everything is kind of limitless. They can connect to anything instantly, and they can binge watch all their favourite content creators. They don't have to wait for the next week. They don't necessarily have to have that patience anymore. So when they are able to meet YouTube content creators, the ones they absolutely love, they obviously feel sort of they want it instantly, and they don't have that frame of mind of there will be other summer in the cities. And that's the thing, there will be other summer in the cities. And with content creators like Emma Blackery, Luke is Not Sexy, and Dodie, they will be at Sitsi next year, and if not, they will do some form of meet and greet in the nearby future. Like, just because you didn't get to meet them this year doesn't mean you don't get to meet them ever. It made me think whether I was too old for YouTube. I mean, obviously I'm not too old for YouTube, but I'm 20 years old now, and when I was at Sitsi, I was surrounded by all these young teenage girls, like 14, 15 years old, and they were saying stuff like, oh my god, if I meet them, I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna die. Like, I made an oath to myself that the entire day, if I wasn't doing anything, I wouldn't listen to my music, and the conversations I was overhearing was really hilarious, but also quite worrying. Because they're putting these human beings, these YouTubers, on such huge pedestals, something that they didn't ask for. And it's worrying for those fans, and it's worrying for those YouTubers, that the sort of expectation to meet them and be so flustered and obsessed with them is worrying in my eyes. And I feel like we've lost that sense of YouTube was a hobby, and maybe some people are doing YouTube full time and it is their job, but at the end of the day, it's what they want to do and it is their hobby, and we kind of need to be respecting that. I'm talking about a fraction of people in the entire YouTube community, but it's those people who are willing to go the extra mile to meet these people that aren't bearing these in mind, and it's something that I kind of wanted to get off my chest. But honestly, it was a wonderful experience, and I couldn't ask for a more lovely birthday present. Why do I never stay in the same space? I couldn't ask for a better birthday present from my brother and sister, and I got to meet my favourite creators, and I got to tell them about my short film, which was great. I don't know if I'll go to Sitsi again, unless every single creator that I absolutely love and adore is going, then I'll probably buy a one-day ticket, because it was so exhausting, and I think it really took a toll on me on the Sunday because I was just so withered and there was just a point where I was on the phone to my sister for maybe about 20-25 minutes, and I was just watching this queue for Luke is not sexy throughout that entire time, because that queue was cut off, and I just watched it dwindle. And that's just not a great use of my time. And I ate a lot of cupcakes. I was silly. I thought like £10 for a box of 6 cakey goods was a great idea. It wasn't a good idea. I just want to say thank you again to all the Summer in the City volunteers, and because they did an absolutely amazing job, and they volunteered for it, and they're not getting paid for it, and they got to deal with a lot of crap, which I'm eternally grateful for. So thank you very much to those people, and obviously thank you to the content creators for being there. I got to meet loads of people, and it was fab. And also, just it was great. I just feel like we've got to bear in mind when we view our YouTubers as role models that they are still human beings. I mean, as is mainstream celebrities, but to be honest, with mainstream celebrities like famous directors and musicians and actors, they kind of know what they're in for. When they do it, they know it. The goal is probably to do films or write albums that they want to make, but they will get a great following because of it. So they kind of know what they bargain for. With these creators, when they started, this wasn't what they asked for. So just remember, guys, they are humans. Let's be nice to them. Thank you so much for watching. I think I will make more videos about YouTube in the future, because I do actually have some ideas after seeing so many panels. And if you want to keep updated with that, you can subscribe to this channel. And also I will put a little link of what my last video was. I actually legit can't remember. Oh no, it was Should Phantom of the Opera close on Broadway? That was it. Anyway, I shall see you at some point in my life. Bye! Shh.